Hello, in this brief video, I'll be talking about 10 important elements, 10 key things you'll need to know about payroll as a function in UK. But before that, I would like to clarify one misconception that's out there. Many people believe payroll is a very complicated job. I would say no, not at all. It's not a complicated job. You don't have to be super intelligent. You don't have to work very hard. You don't have to have specialized knowledge to be able to run payroll successfully and error-free and effectively. However, due to the nature and sensitivity, are you with me? Due to the nature and sensitivity of the function itself, you need to have certain skills. You need to have certain characteristics. I have categorized them into two. Number first, you need to have very good attention to details because there's too many bits and pieces of information that you need to consider. Number second, and most importantly, you need to be a very organized person. Because if you are not an organized person, it will make it really difficult for you, especially if you are the only person running payroll for, let's say, a couple of hundred employees or more than a couple of hundred employees. Bear in mind, I'm not talking about a couple of hundred employees in practice. I am talking about a couple of hundred employees in an industry. So regardless of whatever the industry you are in, you will mess up the payroll if you are not an organized person. So the conclusion is that organizing as a skill is vital to payroll. So let me come and talk to you about those 10 what those 10 elements are. Number first, payroll software. Nowadays in UK, if you are running payroll, you have to run it through payroll software. As an employer, if you think it's not worth it using the commercial payroll softwares, you can opt into the HMRC and download the HMRC's basic pay-as-you-earn tool, which is free. You can use payroll software for free. That's the government software. And as an employee, you should know how to use the payroll software. So that's the first one. Number second one is workplace pensions. Workplace pension has recently become compulsory mandatory in UK in payroll. Therefore, many payroll employees are struggling with understanding how workplace pension works. But I'll give you the rough idea, the general picture of how workplace pension works in UK. You have the pension regulator sitting up there regulating pensions. You have the pension provider acting as an agent between the employer and the pension regulator. You have the employer and you have the employees. At the end of each pay period, employees contribute towards pension. Employers also make certain contributions towards the pensions. They get the contribution schedule ready and then they passes on that contribution schedule to the pension provider. The employer passes on that to pension provider. Employer also credits the account of pension provider with that whatever the amount is, and then the pension provider credits the amount, the account of the pension regulator, and informs the pension regulator that this particular employer is compliant in terms of pensions. So this is number second. This was second. Number third is pay as you earn. In different countries, in different regions, you will find different names for tax deductions. When it comes to tax deductions from wages and salaries, in UK we call them pay as you earn. Pay as you earn is mainly divided into two: income tax and national insurance contribution. Income tax is something that is deducted from the employee's wages. National insurance contribution is then subdivided into two. There is part of contribution which an employee makes. So we make a national insurance contribution deduction from employees' wages, and as employers we also make certain contributions towards national insurance of the employee. So the deduction that we make from the employee's wages is called a class 1 primary national insurance contribution, and the contributions towards national insurance which employers make is called class 1 secondary national insurance contributions. There are different percentages and rates, which is if you one more thing I want to bring to your attention, that if you want me to drill down to any of these 10 elements, please drop down a comment below. I will make up another video tailored to your needs. Number 4 is other deductions. As a payroll person, you will need to know how to make certain deductions from the employee's wages. Let's say an employer is paying rent on behalf of an employee to the landlord, or employer may have given loans or advances to the employees, or you may have overpaid an employee or a certain number of employees in the previous month. You need to know how to make all those deductions and include them in pay slips. Most importantly, sometimes you will receive an attachment of earnings order from local council or local authority instructing you to deduct certain amount of money from an employee. You will need to consider that seriously and act promptly. and make those deductions in each pay period. Number 5 is changes to employee details. Sometimes you will be informed by the employees, the HR managers, the employees' own managers, if you have different branches or divisions, advising you to change certain details for the employees. You need to act accordingly. Most importantly, if you receive a tax code notification letter from HMRC and Customs instructing you to change the tax code for a particular employee, then you need to take that serious and act promptly. Otherwise, if you underdeduct, if you use the wrong tax code, which leads to underdeduction of a tax from the employee wages, and let's say that employee leaves after a few months, and after the year ends, you receive a letter from the HMRC that you have underdeducted the tax, then that tax, the employer will have to bear that cost and pay the tax to HMRC and Customs, which is not a very good thing for you as a payroll person. Number 6 is student loan deductions. When employees join, they will have to fill in that HMRC and Customs starter checklist, where they have the box called student loan. If they had taken student loan to finance their undergraduate or postgraduate studies, they will have to take that student loan box, and then you will make deductions accordingly. So this is also something you need to know as a payroll person. Number 7 is statutory payments. As a payroll person, you will need to know how to make calculations for statutory payments and pay them to employees. You have mainly 3 statutory payments you need to know: maternity pay, paternity pay, and sick pay. The maximum period for sick pay is 28 weeks, for paternity pay is 2 weeks, and the maternity pay is 39 weeks. You have different amounts: 139.58 per week for maternity pay and 88.45 per week for sick pay. Bear in mind, maternity pay is not a cost to the employers. When we pay maternity pay or paternity pay to the employees, we get it reimbursed from the HMRC and Customs with 3% interest add-on. Whereas sick pay is a cost to the employers, and there is no reimbursement from the HMRC and Customs. Number 8 is annual leave calculation. Every employer may have a different annual leave policy, but the baseline is that every employer has to comply with the legislative minimum, which is 28 days holiday per year to be given to those employees working full-time. The annual leave calculation is different for bank workers. They accrue as they work, and the percentage which is used to calculate the annual leave entitlement for bank workers, which is 0 hours contracted workers, is 12.07%. Number 9 is forms. This is also one of the important elements. You as a payroll person or as an employer have responsibility towards employees and towards HMRC to use and generate certain forms at certain points. You have most famous ones as P45s when employees leave, P60s at the end of every year, in P11D for benefit director benefits, and HMRC starter checklists. Number 10 is RTI, which stands for real-time information. As its name indicates, it's about sending payroll information, payroll summary to HMRC and Customs on a real-time basis. If you remember, the first element I talked about was payroll software. So if we didn't have payroll software, we wouldn't be able to send RTI on a real-time basis. And RTI includes 3 stages, 3 things, 3 elements, 3 steps that are called full payment submissions, employer's payment summary, and finalize. So all the payroll is done, and I hope the video was useful, and see you next time. Thank you.